put Yates in, but he was exceptional. I saw some of his stats. He had a fantastic game. So hopefully under Chris Hughton, he can show what he's really about. You know, I used to be under the impression that fans only liked him because he showed a bit of passion. He was a local lad. He loved the club, but he played exceptional against Blackburn. So yeah, I think he deserves a start. On the right, Lolly didn't have a great game but scored, and you sometimes need that bit of, you know, excellence from Lolly. He's got the X factor, you know. He can cut in, he can score, and sometimes when your team's struggling, like we were to create against Blackburn, that sort of chance is all you need. On the left, I want to see Knockout. I don't know if he can play on the left. I know he can. He's definitely on the right side player. If he can't, Lolly can play on the left because he used to endlessly switch with Amiobi when we had Sabri. Nothing against Amiobi. I just think Knockout is that little bit better. He's like a little bit more quality. He put the fear of, you know, the fear of, is it the fear of day, the fear of life? I can't remember. He'll put, you know, a lot of fear into the fullbacks he's gone up against. So if he can start, it'll be fantastic. Behind the striker, I'd like to see Freeman. I think Freeman didn't have the best of games against Blackburn. He was lively and he probably was one of the better players on the pitch, but it was just his final ball was always too heavy, and he just, you know, he seemed to play it a bit too heavy, or the player who's playing to was always offside. So, you know, I think he needs to start because we haven't really got any more creative players after we've let Carvalho go on loan and we've sold Silva. So he kind of needs to play to have that creativity. And then ahead of him, I want to see Lyle Taylor. I think Graben, he needs a goal, so that's probably one reason to start him. He needs a goal, so if he starts him, he has more chance of getting that goal, being a bit more free around his play, being a bit more confident, and being able to slot chance the way that last season he would have scored with his eyes closed. But not having scored, you sort of lash it, you don't get a proper connection. But I think Lyle Taylor, he's looked very, very good coming off the bench. I really want to see him start. You know, I think if he gets a full 90 or maybe 75, 60 minutes, he could really do something and get on the score sheet, I believe. Pardon me. So yeah, like I said, I think it'll be 2-0 for us. I'd like to see Lyle Taylor score. And why not? Let's go with Knockout. Why not? Nice debut goal if he starts. It'll be fantastic. If he doesn't, I'd love to see Yates score. After that performance, the passion he showed when Lolly scored, and after the game, it would be nice to see him get a goal. So yeah, like I said, 2-0 for us for me. Should be a good game. I'm not 100% sure how much of the game I'll be able to watch, because I do have something on a Tuesday night, well, every other Tuesday night, which unfortunately falls on this Tuesday night. But I should be able to catch probably the second half, if not some of the first half as well. So I'll give you my review on what I did see of the game, or what I see on social media. So yeah, if you did enjoy, hit that like button, subscribe to Talk Forest TV and TFTV Extra, and come on you Reds. What's going on, Talk Forest TV? My name is Jack, and welcome to my preview of the Rotherham game on Tuesday night, the first midweek game of the new season, and it's going to be an interesting one. Rotherham off the back of a loss to Norwich, and we're obviously off the back of our first win of the season. It's going to be an interesting one. You know, it'll be just what the doctors ordered if we can make it 2 out of 2 under Chris Hughton. You know, it's going to be a really interesting game. Rotherham with that sort of team are going to be scrapping to try and stay up. I do hope they stay up. I mean, I've got family, I've got an uncle and a granddad who do support Rotherham, so it'll be interesting to sort of see how things go in that one, sort of a bit of a rivalry between my family, which will be quite an interesting sort of spin on the game, if you will. But you look at Rotherham, they're that kind of team who they're sort of too good for the Championship, not quite good enough for... Sorry, too good for League One, not quite good enough for the Championship. And I said this when I was speaking to somebody else about Premier League and Championship teams. You look at the likes of Norwich, you look at the likes of Villa, maybe not Sevilla, because they're doing well this season, but Fulham. You know, sort of teams who go up and struggle and then come back down. If there was that league in between... Like, if there's a league in between the Championship and League One, Rotherham would be perfect in there'll be a mid-table team in that league. So, you know, it'll be nice to see them stay up. They've got some decent players, you know. Michael Ayikwi, if that's even how you pronounce it, their centre-back. I think he did score an own goal against Norwich, but he's quite a solid player. You know, they've got a good manager at the helm there. So it'll be interesting to sort of see how they do, see whether they can stay up. But yeah, I think we should win this game. You know, they're a team, if we want to be doing anything in this league, a team that we want to be getting points against. You know, they're a team that we notoriously struggle against. You know, when we go to their stadium, we always seem to either get a draw or maybe even sometimes lose, you know. Yeah, they're a bit of a bogey team, if you will, which for me, obviously, with the rivalry in my family, is not always welcome, because they do get a bit of stick. But, you know, last season, well, not last season, last time they came to the City Ground, it was a 1-0 win, if I remember rightly. I think we scored a penalty. I quite remember watching that, actually, just here. But yeah, I think it'll be more than 1-0. I'd like to say 2-0 Forest. I think we've got the confidence back. You know, be interesting to sort of see who he goes with when he goes allow Taylor up top. I'd like to see Taylor start, you know, give him a go from the off. He's a bit of a physical presence against the physical defenders, you know, can get himself about there. I think it'll be interesting to see how he does. It'll be quite a good battle. Maybe Arter might start after Colback came off. I hope he does. You know, I think he should be starting week in, week out, Harry Arter. He came on and he was that really, like that steel in the midfield. You know, he stopped their attacks, created attacks, and he was really, really good. You know, but yeah, I hope the back four and Samba stay the same. You know, I like Ribeiro, obviously, but Ianu come in. He's had two really good performances. Okay, we weren't the best against Bristol City, but he was one of the standout players. I think he was really, really good. You know, I'll give you my little prediction for the starting lineup. Why not? So I'll go with Samba, Christie, Figueiredo, McKenna, Ianu. Let's go with Yates, Arter. And very rarely when I put Yates in, but he was exceptional. I saw some of his stats. He had a fantastic game. So hopefully under Chris Hughton, he can show what he's really about. You know, I used to be under the impression that fans only liked him because he showed a bit of passion.